Ralph Bauer was named CEO of The Melt in 2016, it didn't take him long to find inspiration for the California-based concept's North Star.
Early on, I had a guest who was at our Stanford restaurant, which was the one profitable one, and they wrote a Yelp review that said, I love it here, and went through the list of the reasons why they loved it here. And I asked myself, well, what would happen to our business if every single guest could say, I love it here when they came? And then I sat in this office and I asked my staff, what do you think would happen if every single guest could say, I love it here when they left?
Bauer posed that question to every crew member and manager. Now, nearly 10 years later, employees are still asked that question before every lunch and dinner shift. The I love it here mentality trickles into everything the business does, from operations to cleanliness. The I Love You menu was created shortly after Bauer joined the brand and is the centerpiece of the business.
I like to say, take the ordinary and make it extraordinary. We set out and asked ourselves, what is the absolute best grilled cheese sandwich that we could possibly make? And we tested virtually hundreds of different cheese combinations. It can't just be an average amount of cheese. It has to be an extraordinary amount of cheese. And so I actually doubled the amount of cheese on just about every single recipe, because I never wanted to have another customer say, hey, for a place called The Melt, I think it ought to have more cheese. I don't have anybody who says that now.
This menu upgrade required some steep price increases to the tune of about 35% across the board. The Melt's customers, however, were never fazed. Bauer said today the company gets more than 90% fewer price complaints than before.
Guests don't mind paying for extraordinary, right? What they mind paying for is ordinary. And people come to a restaurant so that you can do something better than they could do it at home.
This is how The Melt differentiates, and leaning into that I love it here objective has more than tripled average unit volumes and ignited a bit of a growth spurt. The company recently expanded to Arizona, marking its first foray outside of its home market of California since it was founded in 2009. There are currently 17 locations, and Bauer expects to hit 50 by 2028. As those openings happen, Bauer said it's critical to maintain a focus on the I Love It Here mission. Bauer, who has experience with major restaurant companies like Popeyes, Yum Brands, and Domino's, said that is much easier said than done.
I've worked for some big restaurant companies, and all of them had beautiful, outstanding, vision, mission, culture. But the challenge has always been in our business is that it doesn't matter how beautiful that culture is in words, is how does that translate to the restaurant? And very few places, I think, have done that well. One of the things I'm very, very proud of at The Melt is I think we're better at that than anybody I know.